Hello everyone! Today I'd like to talk about Combat Gauze and how it works. I have seen several videos on the application of Combat Gauze, but not much on the actual mechanism of action. But first, what is Combat Gauze? Combat Gauze is a form of Z-folded sterile bandage that is used to pack gunshot wounds in a pre-hospital setting. The gauze has a strip of X-ray reflective material in it so that if the gauze somehow gets missing in your body, an X-ray can quickly show you where it's at. Combat Gauze is unique in how it works from normal gauze in the sense that it doesn't just fill up the cavity of the wound, it expands slightly and actually activates the clotting cascade in our bodies.
Bro, what the frick is the clotting cascade?
I am so glad you asked. The clotting cascade is a way to describe how our bodies make a clot, which I shall now explain. In the clotting cascade, there is an intrinsic pathway and an extrinsic pathway to start the cascade. They both lead to prothrombin activation, which requires calcium to start. Prothrombin then gets converted to thrombin, then is made into fibrinogen and then into fibrin monomers, which with the help of some more calcium becomes fibrin polymers, making up the clots necessary to stop bleeding. In the extrinsic pathway, which is related to tissue trauma, tissue factor gets mixed with factor number 7 and calcium to make factor number 10. Then factor number 5 gets mixed with calcium and 10 to make prothrombin. In the intrinsic pathway, which is more so what we are focusing on here, factor 12, this is important for later, activates factor number 11 to make 11A. 11A acts on factor 9 to make 9A. To make 8A combined with calcium creates factor 10A, which finally makes prothrombin activation, which eventually leads to thrombin, which leads eventually to a clot. For the purposes of this video, what you really need to know here is that the activation of certain pathways is what starts the body's process to clot. And as mentioned before, the reason factor number 12 is important is that kaolin, which is a type of clay and the active ingredient in Combat Gauze, immediately activates factor number 12, causing your body to jumpstart and boost the coagulation cascade. So, in summary, when you take the gabagool and put it inside the lead-made orifice pre-alpha 1.0, it makes the human juice go all thickums and prevents it from leaking anymore. And that, my friends, is how Combat Gauze works. I know this is different from my Ready or Not content, but I thought it'd be fun and interesting to talk about my other job for once. I know that a lot of police departments have begun to issue Combat Gauze, so I thought it'd be fitting to understand not only how to use a piece of gear, but know how it works as well. If y'all enjoyed this type of content, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, remember our sole objectives. Stop the killing, stop the dying. I'll see y'all later.